Start off by having patients sit up against a wall or flat surface, and have them sitting on a slippery surface such as a mat, a cookie sheet, or something of that sort. Put a belt or jump rope around their foot and have them slowly bring their heel up towards their body and then as far as they can go, and then have them hold it for about 5 seconds, and then have them slowly bring it back down until they can go straight as possible. Make sure you really try to tighten the quad as you're going back and forth, and make sure it's slow movements. You don't want to go too fast. One set will be 10 reps, and have them do 3 sets total, 3 or 4 times a day. This next exercise is called quad sets. So you're going to have the patient sit with their back up against a wall, supported, and then sit on a mat or some cushioned surface. And you're going to have them contract their quad muscle and push down into the table or surface as much as they can to straighten that leg. Have them hold it for about 5 seconds and then relax. And you're going to continue to do that for 10 reps. That'll be 1 set. And you want to have them do that 3 sets. Make sure you're contracting the muscle all the way down, holding while you're contracting, and then relaxing. You want to have them do this as many times as possible, at least 3 or 4 times. This next exercise is called a straight leg raise. So you're going to have the patient sit with their back up against the wall again, and have their injured leg out in front of them with their good leg bent. And if needed, you can have a towel underneath their knee for support, but you're going to have them contract their leg muscle and then raise their leg slowly off the table for a few inches, hold for about 5 seconds, and then slowly lower it back down to the table and then relax. Make sure you keep that quad contracted the entire time. Only raise it a couple inches off the floor, off the table I guess, and then back down. You're going to do that for a set of 10. Relax in between sets, and then do another set for a total of 3 sets. And you want to do this 3 or 4 times a day as well, or as many as possible.
The next exercise the patient will be doing is crunches, and they are going to do crunches with their legs up and their feet crossed over one another so that the affected leg is not having extra pressure placed on it. And they're going to place their arms behind their head, and they're just going to move up and hold and back down. And they're going to do this for 3 sets of 20. The next exercise that the patient will be doing is clamshells. So have the patient start by laying on their side with their injured knee on top, and then they are going to slowly raise their leg up as far as they can and hold it for about 5 seconds, and then slowly return back down. And this will be done for 3 sets of 10 repetitions. The next exercise that the patient will be doing is hip adduction, and the patient will be lying on their side with their non-injured leg crossed over their body and their injured leg underneath, and they are going to raise their leg slowly and hold for about 5 seconds and then return it back down to the mat, and making sure everything's slow and controlled. And then they are going to do this for 3 sets of 10. This is the ankle weight hang, and the athlete will lie in the supine position, and their legs will be elevated, and be sure that there is space between their leg and the table, and then an ankle weight will be placed on the lower upper quad and right above the knee, and it will push it down into full extension, and the athlete will be there for 5 minutes. This is the ankle weight hang in the prone position, and the athlete has an ankle weight around their ankle to push the leg into extension, and the athlete will hold this as well for 5 minutes. Alright, this is bridging exercises to work the athlete's core, so the injured leg will be the one that is parallel to the other leg and up, and the athlete will move their hips up with the help of their non-injured leg and back down, slow and controlled. And this will be done for 2 sets of 10. Next, the athlete will be doing 4-way TheraBand, and first they will work hip extension by bringing their leg back slow and controlled for 2 sets of 10. And next, they will be working on hip abduction by moving their leg out away from their body slow and controlled for 2 sets of 10. And next, they will be working hip adduction by bringing their leg towards their body slow and controlled for 2 sets of 10. And then the last one they will be working is hip flexion by moving their leg out away from their body for 2 sets of 10. The athlete will also be doing biking for 10 minutes at a time at a steady pace to maintain their cardio through their rehab process. The athlete will continue to work on core by doing heel touches and keeping their core tight and reaching all the way to the heel, and the knees will be at about 90 degrees. Next, the athlete will be performing the alphabet with their ankle to maintain their ankle strength, and this will be performed 2 times. Another exercise that the athlete can do is 4-way TheraBand for ankle strength, and they're going to start with plantar flexion of the ankle for 3 sets of 10, and then move on to E version of the ankle for 3 sets of 10. And then continue on to do inversion of the ankle for 3 sets of 10. Make sure all the movements are slow and controlled. And the last one will be dorsiflexion for 3 sets of 10 with the assistance of another person. Next, the athlete will work on core exercises by doing medicine ball throws, either up against a trampoline or with the assistance of another person. And they will continue to do this for 3 sets of 10. Next, the athlete will perform more core exercises by doing medicine ball twists with contracting of the core, and they will do this for 2 sets of 20.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Next, the athlete will perform military press to make sure that their upper body strength is being maintained, and they will lower to 90 degrees and push back up, and they will do this for 3 sets of 10. Next, the athlete will perform bench press for 3 sets of 10, making sure that their arms stay close to their body and each movement is slow and controlled. The athlete will perform chair pushes with the involved leg, and they want to make sure that they do not have any assistance from the uninvolved leg, and they will do this for 3 sets of 10. Next, the athlete will perform mini squats with the assistance of a table, and they want to make sure not to go past 90 degrees flexion at this point. And they will perform this for 3 sets of 10. Next, the athlete will perform yoga ball squats, and they want to make sure that they have no assistance from their hands and that they go all the way to 90 degrees flexion, but not past that point. And they will perform this for 3 sets of 10. Next, the athlete will perform step-ups with the involved leg, stepping up onto the box and making sure that they don't go past 90 degrees flexion, and they will do this for 3 sets of 10. Next, the athlete will perform side lunges with a shallow squat, and they will do this both ways, making sure that their knee does not go over their toe. And they will perform this 3 sets of 10 each way. Next, the athlete will perform revolutions around the VAPS board, both counterclockwise and clockwise, and 1 revolution around counts as 1 rep. And they will do 3 sets of 10 repetitions each way. Next, the athlete will perform line hops, and they will make sure that they are landing softly in their toes and their knees aren't buckling in. And they will do them front to back as well as side to side. And they will do 2 sets of 20, each hop counting as 1. The athlete will also perform Stairmaster for 10 minutes to maintain their cardio. This next exercise will be double leg squats on the trampoline to help with balance. And we just want to make sure that their knees do not go over their toes and that it is slow and controlled. And that they will perform this for 3 sets of 10. This next exercise will be kicking the soccer ball back and forth with a teammate. This next exercise is hamstring curls, and the athlete is going to curl their legs down to knee flexion and extend them back out, slow and controlled, for 3 sets of 10. And this is to maintain range of motion in the knee as well as beginning to strengthen the knee back.
This next exercise is called the single leg star. So you're going to have the patient stand on their involved leg and have the uninvolved leg go out and touch like a 12 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock. Making sure that they only tap their toe at each one, nice and controlled motions. And each one of these, 12, 3, and 6 is 1 rep. So you're going to have them do 3 sets of 10, making sure they rest in between each set. Again, making sure it's nice and controlled. This next exercise is step overs with a Bosu ball. So the athlete will start by having feet hip width apart on solid floor, and then they're going to step with 1 foot onto the ball, and then bring the other foot over, and then step off the ball with both feet. This is going to be working on balance, and at the beginning, if you need something to hold on to, then you can provide that, but then work to where the athlete does not need it. And this will be 3 sets of 10.
This next exercise is trampoline throws, and the athlete will begin by starting on double legs and tossing the ball up against the trampoline, and then eventually progressing to single leg on the involved leg, working on balance and stability. This next functional exercise can be performed on the field, and first the athlete will squat and then throw the baseball back and forth, and this can be done with an athletic trainer or another teammate, and start about 10 meters apart and then progressively get farther apart to bring back their functionality. The next exercise that the athlete will be performing is side lunges, So they will begin by getting in a defensive stance, and they will begin sliding with their lead foot, making sure to stay in a squatted position the entire time, and making sure that their knees never go over their toes. And then they will go, this can be done on the field, and they will go an entire length of a baseline, for example, from home plate to first base, and then back to home plate. This next exercise is leg press, and the athlete will begin by pushing up, the seat back, and then pulling back forward, lowering as slow as possible to ensure correct movement. And then this needs to be as tolerated, so if needed, the athlete can start by putting more force on the uninvolved leg and progress to putting the same amount of force on both legs. And the athlete will do 5 sets total, with the first set being of 12 reps, and then the next set being 10 reps, the next being 8 reps, the next being 6 reps, and the last being 4 reps. That way they can increase weight each time and begin to build back skeletal muscle strength. This next exercise is side lunges with a TheraBand, and you could do this on the field as well, but the athlete is just going to stay in a squatted position and move side to side, making sure that their their feet do not touch and that their knees stay pointed straight. This is a functional exercise to be sure that the athlete can perform this movement with no compensation, and this can be done around all 4 bases, or if needed, just one baseline, and then progress up to all of the bases.
This next exercise is called plyo box jumps. So you are going to have the athlete jump on the box, making sure that the knees do not buckle inward, and then have them jump off the box. Again, making sure that their knees do not buckle inward, and just go back and forth. Start with the smallest box, and then as they get stronger, progress to the bigger boxes. And have them do 3 sets of 10, resting between each set.
Next exercise will be ladder drills. It will be performed in the later stages of the advanced stage. So the first one that Katie will demonstrate is 1 foot each square. Trying to go as quick as they can, but as tolerated. And then a down and back is 1 set, and they will do each exercise twice. The next one that she will do is 2 feet each square. Again, as quick as possible, but as tolerated and progressing in speed. The next one that she will perform is a zigzag balance drill. Starting with 1 foot outside, and just making sure that she maintains her center of gravity and that she lands lightly and on her toes. And the last one that she will do is skis. Making sure that they go from slow to fast. The next exercise is going to be jumping or bounding, and the athlete is going to start by jumping on 1 foot, making sure that they land lightly and that their knees do not buckle and that they maintain their balance throughout. And this is a functional exercise to make sure that they have balance to return to play. This next exercise will be forward and backward running. So the athlete is going to start by probably a jog about 50% and continue about a length of a baseline to start and progress to around all of the bases and progress in speed as well And for this, we're just making sure that the athlete is comfortable running once again, and that there's no compensation between the infected leg and the uninfected leg. This next exercise is karaoke, and the athlete is going to cross their legs over one another. And this is just a common functional skill that most athletes need. And again, we want to make sure that there's no compensation of the infected leg, and that both legs look functional. The next exercise that the patient will be performing is called skater hops, and they are going to begin with lifting one leg up and placing it behind them, and they are going to jump from side to side, making sure that they stay balanced and not to touch the leg crossing back onto the ground, so that they're working their balance and stability. And they will do this for 3 sets of 15, and each hop is 1.
We're now going to have the athlete work on acceleration and deceleration so they get used to running from base to base in a game. So you're going to have the athlete start out by accelerating as fast as they can go and then decelerating as fast as they can. Mark out, say, 10 meters to start with, and then progress as the athlete gets stronger and feels more comfortable with their knee.
This next exercise is going to be wall sits with the assistant of another player or an athletic trainer. And the athlete will sit at a 90-degree angle and toss the ball back and forth, and be sure that they maintain that 90-degree angle.
This next exercise is suicides. So on our makeshift baseball field, we are going to mark out specific places that we want the athlete to run to. So they're going to run to the first place, touch it with their hand, and come back, and then go back again, and come back, making sure to work on good running mechanics, so making sure that their knees aren't buckled and that they aren't compensating, and just have them do 3 or so suicides, rest, and then go again.
The next exercise is going to be slides between the bases, so that this movement is once again functional, switching directions between each bases so all sides are covered, and this will be performed on the field as well.